And we are back for week number 4 of the Martin Sports Car Club iRacing League. And this week we are at one of the famed circuits, the Autodromo Enzio de Dino de Ferrari. In other words, Imola, because that's the town that it's in. So I'd like to take this time to introduce my co-host, Lexi Plumley.
Ciao.
Yep, so she is actually remote, and she is in Florida as we are in Tennessee, and we are doing this for the first time as a remote broadcast, trying to see if this is going to work. So hopefully it does work while she's traveling away. So Lexi, why don't you go ahead and talk about the weather?
78 degrees, 55% humidity, partly cloudy, and 4 miles per hour.
Ah, bellissimo. All right, so we are running the full GP layout today, and the track length is just over 3 miles and a pretty warm track today of 105 degrees. All right, with that, we will roll right into the grid. And, whoa, we started at the back of the grid.
You cut off.
Oh, well, I'm still here.
Well, just a bit, because Uncle Alan was calling.
Oh, well, is it back now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Can you see the video?
Yep, I
Okay.
see you.
All right, so we are back. Sorry, everyone. All right, we got 50 seconds to get through this. Oliver Bellinger with the pole of 142 flat, throwing down a wicked fast time. And Michael Day right behind him by half a second. And Jesse Olson, 0.6. So real tight group here at the front, followed by Justin Hall, Matt Carroll, Tom Jessen, Daniel Kroger Ciro, Justin Hall, the other Justin Hall. We'll talk about that a little bit later. John Stuplich, who's joining us. Brad Dirt, which I think is Brad Alvis. I think he changed his name for this one, having some fun. Bob Blucher with the great great run for his qualifying, just passing Dean Dibdahl. On top of that one, I see it's kind of hard when I don't have Lexi right here next to me. Matt Montalvo in 13th, Kevin Medina in 14th, Justin Barrera 15th, Bjorn 16th, Stephen Graham in 17th, and I think the cars are actually rolling. Michael in 18th, Eric in 19th, Julian 20th, and Zane at the very end. All right, so let's go ahead and get the race. Whoop, that's not the right one. And there we go. All right, so the cars are moving, and let's go ahead and move in. There we go. Gigantic field today, which we love. Oh, and Dean changed his picture. You see that, Lex? Oh, I hope I didn't lose her already. You there, Lexi?
Yep.
All right, what do you think of Dean's picture? All right, well, we're going to move on then. All right, so we have a short pace lap today that is led by Olivier. And of course, over at Imola, it does make for a very tough pit start because of the last chicane there. So usually it ends up being a big according effect, but they are keeping it and keeping the group together till everyone catches up, which is very nice before they take on the checkered flag. And let's get a track map in here. And there they go as everyone rides off into the front stretch and going into the first chicane. Now, there's a lot of tight chicanes here at Imola, and we're hoping that is not going to be a big disaster coming into the first one as everyone's got cold tires. There's Jesse Olson looking up the inside of Michael Day, and Michael Day cuts a little side, has a run over the curbing, and Jesse is trying to get on either side of him and allowing Oliveira to actually get out in front of a few car lead as everyone else is getting right behind it. So everyone is keeping pace, and everyone looks like they survived the very first chicane as they're getting into the second chicane, as you see the back of the field rolling up. So we are monstrously packed full of another group this week with over 27, 28 cars. What do you got, Lex?
Hi.
Just hi? Why don't you talk about the race?
I like the cars.
Of course you like the cars. What do you think of the track?
I have no idea if it's big or huge.
No idea?
I don't. Is it big or huge? Or yeah.
Well, big is huge.
Is it small or huge?
It's kind of a big track. All right, I'm trying to turn your voice up. There we go. That might be better for you. All right, so as they're going, There we go. Much better. So just don't yell into it, and then everyone will have their thing. So everyone is keeping pace with each other. As we've got Eric Lightsey has just made up a blistering 5 places from the start, and Justin Barrera unfortunately went backwards. So those guys must have had opposite end starts as they're going through. With the leader just coming across the finish line right here to get the very first lap of a 1:47.5, almost a second quicker than everyone else because he wasn't battling with everybody. So you should see everyone turning green with their lap times this time around, because if not, that'd be a really big mistake. And so hopefully everyone can move forward on what everyone has got going on. All right, getting a little closer to the action. So there's Javier, who is moving out, and we did decide to move some people around with all the new drivers on some new teams. I know he's not running the livery, but he is with the Tennessee Region SCCA team to help those guys out to make it more uniform and equally across all the teams that everybody has. Michael Day with Friend Motorsport in second place, still getting hounded by Jesse, so we'll take a closer look on what that is going to be. You can see he's right up on the back of him as Jesse is working at his keyboard with his helmet on, which is pretty much how he is, I'm sure, all the time. As fast as he definitely puts a lot of laps going through. So what do you think of this battle here, Lex? Nothing? Don't know if I lost her or not.
I'm
Are you still
here.
You here? What do you think of this
Yeah.
battle?
What?
What do you think of
What?
this battle?
It's battling.
It's battling? It's a battling battle. You can see the back end of the
Yeah.
car still looking for grip. Can you see the car sliding around?
Yep.
Yep, so you want to give out any points? No points yet?
It's glitching.
The things. Let's think we have to get you a better thing. So as Michael Day has given up the spot for Jesse Olson to come past, who had to get a good run on the straight, moves into second place, and now has set his sights on Alvier to get up into the lead. As Justin Hall, shut up and drive it. Justin Hall is now being able to close up the gap on these guys to bring up fourth place. So to talk about that for just a quick minute. Oh, looks like Andrew and Justin unfortunately had a little altercation. Oh, there's Zane Plummy trying to go through on, I think that was Andrew Welsh, who is back with us again racing, so it's nice to have him. Oh, and Andrew almost gets into the back of Andrew. Justin did as they're coming through that last corner there. So, Matt Montalvo looks like, he has spun it. Oh, and he's waiting for all the cars to parade by. So we appreciate that, Matt, for being very safe as well. So, sorry that you had to spin, but we do appreciate that you didn't take out the second half of the field going through there. So Tom Jessen here running last season's livery. Sounds like, somebody's off. Who is off? Matt Carroll. You see Matt Carroll go off?
I have no idea.
You have no idea? Can you see what's going on?
Yep.
Okay, you see the two cars that look alike?
Yeah.
Who's gonna win?
I don't know.
Matt or John? Pick one.
Which one's which?
They both look the same. They're teammates. One has a little bit more yellow on it. You can pick one. It's okay. You can't be wrong. Everyone's going to win.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. All right. So as these two are battling out, they are on the back end of Bradley Alvis, who is running in 9th place, trying to keep his top 10 position. Oh, there's getting dicey. Looks like he's giving some room as he swings it out wide, trying to get all the power on to stay out in front of Matt Carroll. And these guys are definitely getting a lot closer. As we take another side view of Matt's car as they're going on not really a back straight. And unfortunately, I don't know the names of these corners yet. And Brad slides it out as he gets a little too much speed going through the corner and has to come out into that patch of green, which is not like real like fake turf or anything like that. It was actually just some painted, fabric. It more or less looks like. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's not concrete, but it does not have the same amount of grip as using the curbs and the asphalt's in there. So jump in the curbs in this very last chicane, which is so tight, and you got to hit it just right, because if not, you'll end up sending your car sideways, like I did for most of the practice, until Jesse told me, he's like, hey, you got to hit the things head on, and then it worked out. All right, do you ever see any cars yet, Lexi, that you like?
No.
Not yet? All right, well, there's Kevin Medina, who is knocking on the door of the top 10. He's got Dean right in front of him, giving chases. Dean is rocking that brand new ZPM chrome livery for the 911. So as we're passing through, a lot of the guys are now picking up time with the temperatures getting in the tires. Everyone's going green, a lot of 144s. There's Andrew Gatorick, who did fall back and is making his way back forward, up now 7 spots from where he was in a 143. So Brandon Dean also was had a little spin earlier, so he is moving back up into getting on the tail end there. As you can see, he's got a lot of speed coming through this. He wants to get through these back markers as quickly as he can and try to get up to the mid-pack through there. So Lexi, have you picked out anybody yet that you want to ride with at the halfway point?
No.
Not yet?
I
Okay.
don't know.
Well, think about it. Okay, pick out a car and just tell me what the car is, and at the halfway point, say halfway, and we'll ride with somebody, okay?
Okay.
All right, moving towards back. So here is Andrew, and with a freight train, it looks like he's trying to catch up to the back of Bjorn, Skylar, and Banana Man. So Banana Man having a great week. There he is right there. Last week was a spinorama for Banana Man, and he was having a hard time keeping that car pointed in the right direction. He seemed to sort things out, and is doing really well right now, holding on to 14th spot, as it looks like Zane and Justin Barrero's Andrew. There we go. Zane got his spot back from Andrew, putting some space in between the other Ford GT of Justin Barrera. And these guys are somewhat teammates with, Andrew and Justin being teammates for ZPM, but also, Zane running for the Tennessee team, but, wants to make sure that his guys do well. So Andrew gets a great run coming through the start-finish line. And what do you think's going to happen, Lexi? You think they're going to make it or they're going to crash? I don't know, side by side, giving each other room, almost sent Andrew to the side as they come out, and everything has stayed the same between them. And with this fighting going on, there's a chance for Junie Thompson back there in 20th to start making up some spaces. These guys are trying to get through. Now, Andrew, obviously he's a much faster driver, but this track is not the easiest thing. Oh, dive bomb from Justin Barrera. I think that's going to be his new name. We're going to have to change his thing there. So he is... so he gets a good run coming up the hill as they go side by side. These guys are definitely great friends as they give each other room, and Justin does back off because he wants to survive another day. But what that does now is allow Junie and Brandon Dean now to have a 5-car battle back here towards the back end of the field as they're coming up into the last chicane. Which is tough, because if you can get this wrong, everybody can go right past you. So I'm actually looking through my notes right now. Lex, you want to talk a little bit? Maybe not. Are you there?
Yes.
How about you talk about the race for a minute?
Okay, I'll give out points.
Okay.
Okay. Lap 7, 2 million.
2 million points? Wow, that's really good for everybody. So as Justin Barrera put the move on Zane Plumley to take the lead of this pack, he is now leading everybody through as the 2 and only 2 Ford GTs in the field are starting to see if they can break away from the gap of everyone else who is actually slowing down, because they are fighting each other. So there's a little bit of gap now between Zane and Andrew, but that won't last long. Andrew will catch up pretty quickly. So right off the bat, we will come back to this in a minute. But there's Alvier with a 1.5 second lead over Jesse Olson in second, and there he is. And Justin Hall now made the pass on Michael Day to get into third, but Michael is right behind him, giving chase to come right back. So as we head back to this battle, which is happening, as you can see from the timing tower, I mean, everyone here is just within a couple seconds of each other, as Justin Barrera is now leading the freight train of everyone coming through. I need a new something besides a train reference when talking about everybody being together, or a rubber band or a tightrope. Oh, bless me. So what do you think of the track, Lex? Is it beautiful? Is it pretty? Do you like Italy? No? They have... Go ahead.
It's cool.
What's cool about it?
I don't know.
You don't know? All right.
I don't know.
All right, so here we are with Justin Barrera inside the car, but as Zane goes wide, giving a little too much space, wanted to be, pretty nice to Andrew, didn't want to take him out, so he does have a spin, and he is working this, which allows, it looks like Dean had a little off track as well, and he lost a place to Bob. Bob's doing quite well now. He is up into the top 10, and there he is in the Lamborghini GT3, and did quite well as well. But I think one of the surprises right now, we can't go without saying, is this man right here, Tom Jessen for the Martin Sports Car Club. So far, he is making a great run up into 6th place. He found some speed here in Imola. So congratulations. And we'll make sure we keep track of where he goes and progresses through. So there's going to be at least one pit stop in every single race here at the Martin Sports Car Club. So hopefully everyone will be able to go through. Now, Lexi, I know that you are using your aunt's phone to see the screen. Can you see the timing? Can you see the numbers off to the left?
Numbers like it's lap 8.
Yep. Can you see below that? Who's our shake and bake leader right now?
There's a tie.
There is?
Oh wait. Oh. Oh, I see it. Skylar Gregg.
Yep. Skylar is made up 11 spots from where he started. So, Bradley. What happened to Bradley? Something happened. Oh, he hit the pits. That's why. So I saw him going down the leaderboard. Oh, did you see Bradley's picture? He's got a mullet.
I can't see it.
Oh, we're gonna have to get you a bigger screen while you're down in Florida. So we got one more week. So Bradley taking an early pit, which is fine, and we'll focus back on Kevin Medina, who is giving chase to Skylar Gregg. So Kevin, another one of those Martin Sports Car Club guys. I don't know if they have some sort of secret go-go juice in their cars this week, but they are rocking and rolling here with Jesse in 2nd, Tom in 6th, and Bob in 9th, and Kevin in 12th, Banana Man 13th. So those guys are doing actually great. He is giving chase to Skylar and is going to start giving him a hard time here in a minute. So we'll keep an eye on that. And Andrew, unfortunately, again, and I know Jesse Olson, if he's watching this right now, he's going to keep saying, oh, I told him he needs to get out of that car and into something else. But I know that's one thing that, Andrew does, like that car. And it does challenge him, and that's one of the reasons I do it, as, with the slowdown, is able to give Zane Plumley back a spot, getting him up to 21st position. All right, let's head into Michael Day, who is still on the back bumper of Justin Hall from Shut Up and Drive It. So if you notice, we have Justin Hall in 3rd, and we have a Justin Hall in 5th. So yes, they do have the new names, but there was a side bet that was going on. And the side bet was that if whoever won this race or placed higher than the other Justin Hall, the other one, the one who didn't win, would have to end up changing their name. So as you'll see, maybe in the next broadcast, or if I can't change his name, but maybe he will, but for the actual race, his name will be Justin Smalls, who's in Justin Hall in 5th place if this keeps up and he does not make any progression. So the heat is on Justin Hall to catch Justin Hall from Shut Up and Drive It. And let's check in. There he is right there. So he's probably got about 15 car lengths he's got to do to catch up to the back of Michael Day, which is giving Justin Hall a pretty hard time. So, and of course he's holding a little last place trophy in this thing, but I know that's not the real case. All right, so where are we at, Lexi? What part of the race are we in?
Halfway.
Halfway. So can you pick a name and let's ride along with them?
You can choose.
Really? All right, well, let's go ahead and get in the passenger seat of Banana Man. How's that sound? Because he's about to a couple more corners and come up to the start-finish so we can watch a whole lap. So he's got Bjorn on his tail. Oh, John, looks like John had an issue. There he is. He went off track for just a second, and now he's back on. So it's not having a great day for him, but of course he, is a fast driver, and he will make his way back up to the front. So a lot of guys are not using a lot of the early race pit strategy, which means they must have some good battles, or they are using other people for the draft to try to spread out their fuel mileage, not to take an early pit. All right, so let's go back to, there he is. All right, Michael Cabrera, and there we go, into the first set of corners. Look, he even has his gloves to match. All right, so I know Lexi is usually here naming some of the corners, and of course, sitting in my bonus room, I forgot to turn on the light, so I can't even see what these are right now. And of course, I know everyone can tell us where it is. We have just passed Villeneuve corner and heading into right here, which is they call Tosa. And of course, I am Italian, but I don't have the Italian accent as they're taking this straight all the way back to Peratella. Wow, I'm horrible at this. So as they go up the hill, and now they're going to start going back down this area here into a very tricky area where you just tap the brakes and down a gear and back up, and it gets very slippery. As you can see Michael fighting the wheel going along what would be considered almost like the back straight, coming up into the tightest chicane possibly of our whole entire season right here where you have to, which you did. Oh no! Commentator's curse, Lexi. I guess that was my fault. I picked Michael to win, but you can see just how deadly that those are, and it's tough to get through there. So if you're just a fraction off, you can see how you can lose, 3-4 seconds as long as you get through there without any damage. Coming into the last two corners I can't even say it. All the way onto the front stretch right here, which is not really a straightaway, but it is a front stretch where the start-finish line comes through right there. So there's your one lap of the course. So what do you think of that, Lexi?
Good.
Good? All right, Jesse Olsen now is picked up the pace, and he was closing in, and he is getting now within a second of Olivier. So he has closed the gap, which was a second and a half, now just under a second. This is going to be something we're going to have to keep an eye on. Once the paint's loaded for the whole entire MSCC team, and now they're starting to look very uniform. So they are definitely, as a team, picking up pace and doing very, very well. Also, some of the better closer races that we have here is Michael Day, who is still trying to use the draft of that big, gigantic Mercedes of Justin Hall to move through. But each one of their cars do have their strengths and weaknesses, and that the Porsche does have, from what we're hearing in some of the forums, that it does have a little bit more power than some of the other cars. But it does, some of the cornering and off cornering, getting the throttle on that car does prove to be a little bit tough. So, the Mercedes can really just pull away with that monstrous engine that it has, going through it. So as you see Justin Hall in the distance, still 3.5 seconds back from Michael Day, who Justin Hall from Saudi is now, pulling out a little bit more gap. So Skylar Gregg, looks like, yes, he has spun. And where's he at? He is at the back corners. I think that's around Tosa, I think it was. And I'm sorry if I am just murdering these names. So he goes immediately into the pits. Oh no, he was Reviza, I guess it is. I'm going to have to get a translator for this one. This one's tough. So now some of these guys are starting to hit pit lane. So there's Kevin Medina, as you can see up there, and now Skylar, and everyone is moving through as Brandon Dean and Eric now come through with his fastest time of 1:45.6. I think he's done. He can get a little bit faster, I'm sure. As both of these guys are heading out. Keep an eye back here as Jesse now again takes another 10th out of Alvier out of the lead, and he is on a massive charge to try to get back on the space. Now, what's interesting, if you can get within a second of the car in front on the straights, you can use that draft. You can just sniff them off the draft just to give you through, but you want to get within half a second. It used to be where the programming, with iRacing was if you were within 1 second or less, you could get a massive effect from the draft. As Andrew Welsh is now going through the pits for his cycle, and Andrew Gatorick has gone through and hopefully got his car fixed. So Olivier from the lead has go ahead and taken a pit, and that allows Jesse to now go into the lead. So this is gonna be his hot lap. He is going to push as hard as he can to have a faster lap before he gets into the pits, before Olivier comes out of the pits. And of course, these guys aren't changing tires. It's only a 20-lap race, so it's about 40 minutes. And we'll be able to see how this is going to play out, because who's going to have the faster pit stop. Now, with Jesse staying out a lap longer, he will need less fuel to get to the end of the race, which technically should be a shorter pit stop if he hits his marks and goes well. So we're going to see how this is going to play out. So Justin Barrera moving up as he gets into 11th, as Bob Blucher goes into the pits, and now 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th all in pit lane as they go through, and there they all are, cycling in and cycling out. As you see some of the some of the back markers coming through, trying to still face. So they're still racing all over through, as Stephen Graham puts in a 1:44.8 of his fastest time. So we're going to get back to, where did he go? Justin Hall, and there it goes, and there's Jesse. So now that Olivier is back on course, looks like about maybe 30 seconds behind. Lexi, do you think he's going to catch him after the pit?
Don't know.
Well, take a guess, yes or no. You think Jesse's going to come into the lead, or you think Olivier is going to go back into first place?
Olivier's going back into first place.
Okay, well, let's find out how it's going to play. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh place. So everybody in the front has now hit their fuel window, and that now leaves Bjorn into ninth, but too far back to actually take a lead lap. So Jesse now coming out of the pits, as Olivier is now moving up through everyone. So he is on the straight, and let's find out how this is going to play out. So there he is. He's at full speed, and Jesse is getting up to speed, and that was pretty close. So you were right, Lexi. Congratulations.
Yay!
All right, so how do you think the race is going to end up with 5 laps to go? Who do you think is going to win out of these two?
Wait, what?
Which one? The white car with the green on it, or the white car with the red on it?
No idea.
Well, just pick one.
The green one?
Okay, well, you pick the green one, and we'll see what happens at the end of the race. So they're keeping it tight with a half a second apart, which will give advantage to Jesse as soon as they get out on the first straight to move through. But this tight section here and up the corner, you want to get a great drive. You do not want to let your back end slip, because you will lose all your momentum as you need to go up the hill through this short straight back here through that last chicane, which there is a name for that as well. Variante Alta. Somebody said it meant mineral water. I'm not sure, but I think it means something else, like a volcano that's high. All right, this is the closest race on track. So this is not normal for us. We normally have a whole bunch of people all over in the track. But that last set of pit stops has really spread everybody out. So let's get on board with Jesse Olson.
I think we lost our Shake and Bake award.
We did. Well, who now has the Shake and Bake award?
I think Skylar Gray.
Yep,
Again.
Skylar still has it. He's seven places. So can you see the leaderboard enough that you can go down the leaderboard?
Sure.
You want to try it?
Okay.
All right, go for it.
Alvear, Jesse, Justin, Michael, Justin, Tom, Daniel, Matt, Bradley, Dean, Bob Bleacher,
Bob Blucha.
Little Kevy, Bjorn,
Yep.
Banana Man, Skylar, John,
Yep.
Justin, Andrew, Junie, Eric, Andrew, Brandon, Steven, you,
Yep.
and Matthew.
Yep, you got it. So as we're racing along, we're gonna pop out, there we go, and let these guys keep at it. As now we're starting to look at a race back here, which we will look at as it is getting through. So Banana Man now giving chase to Justin Barrera. So Ford versus Porsche. No Ferraris today, which is, oh wait a minute, I thought Steven, oh no, Steven, yeah, Steven is in the Ferrari today. So we do have one Ferrari in the field. So we have one of each car that is out here today. So these guys are now going to give chase as Justin is trying to, are you okay over there? Are you choking?
I'm fine.
Okay. Are you eating all of Grandma's
You can
candy?
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No.
Well, that's okay if you are, because you know you don't have to tell me. I'm not there.
Hi.
I can hear candy. It's okay.
There's no candy.
It's all right.
There is no candy.
All right.
There's no candy.
All right. So Justin Barrera late on the brakes going through the first set of chicane after the front stretch, and is able to keep John right behind him. But now that gives a good chance for Banana Man, who's really having a great race. Can't say enough that he has really done well, and I know lately he's had pretty much the checkers or wreckers type of race where he either does really good or unfortunately doesn't have a good setup and does really bad. So glad to see him having a good race, and also having a good race, which we wanted to check on, was Tom as well, still holding down 6th place. This might be his best finish if he can hold on to this for 2 more laps, and we'll have to get him one of the updated liveries to match the other team cars that they have out here, and yeah, that's great, especially with all the new competition that came in and rocking a 6th place. So looking for a lot of good things out of him. So hopefully he can keep this up and keep the guys in the points. So while we're talking about some of the stuff, we're going to go back to Jesse, who is still keeping tabs on Alvear, as they are still pretty close to each other, but not actually able to step away as one of the other Friend Motorsport drivers pulls off to the side. And thank you for doing that for the leaders as they go through. So as these guys are fighting, we have a small little announcement, and Lexi, this is new to you since you have not been here. We have the Martin Sports Car Club, meaning we have started a second iRacing league, which is going to be for rookies. And by rookies, we mean people who have just started out in iRacing, and or people who are struggling a little bit to be able to race well in certain situations or cars or something like that. So as long as what they have a iRating is what iRacing has, and it bases a point value on how well you race other people and how and where you start and where you finish, and they either award points or take points away depending on where you finish on the front half of the field or the back half. So we're moving into lap number 19 with 2 laps to go. So with that, we're gonna have a lot of newcomers coming in. I think Jesse is talking about actually televising this, since he is not eligible for the league because you have to have an iRating under 1500, and his iRating is much higher than that. So congratulations to him for doing that as well. But he is going to be one of the instructors. If you guys have ever done a track day or an autocross where you had an instructor sit in your car, iRacing allows that as well, where we've had a handful of guys that are volunteering their time to basically sit inside somebody else's car in the sim and help give them instruction. So just like we do in the real world counterpart with the Martin Sports Car Club, we're mimicking that in the digital world as well, because it's all about, driver education and, making sure that, it all benefits everybody, not we're just keeping, the fast guys in the league. We want to make sure that we continue to move forward and, create a much larger league, and of course do it in a manner that is beneficial to everybody, so we're not losing people, and we have a future for the digital sport as well. So that's a lot of talking, Lexi. What do you have?
1 lap to go.
We're getting there, almost.
I don't know.
So we are closing. We are closing on about a lap and a half, and there is Eric's fastest lap of 1:45.3, holding it on to 20th place. And I know he did have a spin. He was a little bit higher than that, and unfortunately, but he went through the first set of corners and I think lost the back end. He's in the Porsche this week. Wasn't real happy with the way that was handled, as we have, Skylar Gregg now on the back of Banana Man. So Banana Man holding his own this week against one of the Suddy Fast Boys, as Andrew's in the background, you can see, trying to make up some space as well. So as it stands right now, Skylar and Andrew are now tied for the Shake and Bake Award. So if one of them finishes ahead of the other, it'll be interesting. Bradley throwing in a 1:43.5, now his fastest, as the gas is starting to get used up and the cars get lighter, and maybe change some brake bias around to get the car to go a little bit faster around the thing. Guess what time it is? What's
White flag.
White flag. Usually you're more excited about that. Are you okay?
White flag.
There you go. All right, white flag.
Say it loud.
Yep, white flag, and we still have a fight for the lead. A fight in the middle of the pack here, with Bradley Avis trying to move on to Matt Carroll for 8th spot. And we also have some other ones in the back. John, getting real dicey, with the Ford of Justin Barrera. Yeah, sorry, it's a little bit difficult without Lexi here to try to do everything they need. And Justin goes just a couple wheels off track, but able to maintain the inside line. Banana Man, what happened? What happened to Banana Man?
Don't see Banana Man.
Oh man, it looks like he got some damage to his car. Lost a few seconds now, unfortunately, to these guys. He was such a great race. And oh man, we were talking about so much, we missed all that stuff. Well, hold on a second. We got to be able to go back. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going backwards. Now we're coming out of the last set of corners. Sorry, guys, I'm so out of my norm not having Lexi next to me to help me out with all this stuff. She does a lot more. So there's Javier now with a 1 second lead as he crosses the finish line as the leader. So with the gets the most points he gets points for leading the race for the. He might have the fastest lap, I believe, and also leading the most laps and taking pole. So it's an amazing day for Olivier as he pulls in the maximum amount of points that you can actually pull on a weekend. So some of the other guys that are going through. So there's Tom Jensen, who did hold on to 6th place. Congratulations to him. And Bradley was finishing in 9th place to hold on after him. And someone we didn't talk about too much was Dean Dibdahl. Unfortunately, had a little bit of a quiet race, which is probably good for him as he gets through as well. Bob Blucher crosses the line in 11th place, just outside the top 10. Kevin Medita with another great race. He is really turning it on. I think he finally figured out how iRacing is working now. So there's Justin Barrera still giving battle right now with John as they come through, and it looks like Justin Barrera is going to hold on for 13th, John in 14th, and Andrew looks like he got past Skylar Gregg. And with that, he has broken the tie, and now Andrew is the shake and bake winner. What do you think of that, Lexi?
Who's the shake and bake?
The shake and bake is Andrew. Right
Andrew.
There.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yay.
All right, so it looks like everybody has crossed the finish line. So this is the first time we've seen Imola, and I think it really had a good race. What do you think of the whole entire race, Lex?
It was good.
Just good? What'd you like about it? What was your favorite part?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
I don't know anything. I'm only going into 3rd grade.
That's okay.
I don't know everything.
There are some 3rd grade drivers. All right, so let's look at our results. Do you want to go down the results page, or you want me to?
I've never done that before. You go ahead and do it.
All right, so our pole sitter and also race winner Olivier Ballinger takes home the win with just under a second ahead of Jesse Olson for the Martin Sports Car Club in 2nd place. Justin Hall, another podium. He's making a habit of being able to grab this 3rd spot in the podium for 3rd. Michael Day in 4th, just 2 seconds behind him. And Justin Hall, who's now going to be Justin Smalls, is in 5th place. So glad to see him jump back into with us and be able to get a great position finishing. Tom Jensen, can't talk enough about his incredible 6th place. Daniel Ciro is in 7th place. Matt Carroll 8th. Brad Alvis in 9th. Dean Dibdahl rounding out your top 10. Your next set of 10 is Bob Blucher, Kevin, Justin, John, Andrew, the shake and bake winner, Skylar, Michael Cabrera, who lost out just there, I think, on a last-minute spin and had to give up a couple places. Junie Thompson struggled a little bit early, but was able to keep it steady for 18th place. And
Kroger.
there, yes, I know, he did that for you. Eric is in 19th, who charged from the back of the pack. Andrew Welch in 20th. Bjorn, unfortunately, ran out of gas again for the 2nd week in a row, so I think he is going to probably change the app that he works with his fueling on. Brandon Dean in 22nd, Stephen Graham in 23rd, and Zane Plumley in 24th. Not a great day for him. Matthew Montalvo in 25th. Shane Brown and Ryan Flannery were actually in the session, but did not actually enter the race. So you can see they're 20 laps down. So there is our race for Imola. Anything else to say, Lex, as to finish up our race?
Bye.
You can say arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
You got it. All right. Thank you very much, and we will see you all next week.